Another session, part 3. But in this part 3, we are going to look at unbinding Nigeria and Africa. Unbinding Nigeria in Africa, Donald Trump policies. Unbinding Nigeria in Africa. I'm using Nigeria as a case study because in Nigeria, what I'm using Nigeria as a case study, but it's across Africa. In Nigeria, especially West Africa and Africa, you'll find out that there are self-imposed brain drain. Self-imposed brain drain. It's becoming a fast model in Africa, a fast-growing model in Africa and in Nigeria particularly. Brain drain, and some call it japa. If you go to religious circle, they're encouraging people to travel. They're encouraging the people to leave. Those who can leave, they're encouraging them to leave. If you go to religious circle, religious leaders are busy encouraging people to leave because the country has completely not completely drained, completely dry. Now, if you go to politicians, they're encouraging this japa. That's encouraging the people to live in drones, encouraging the people to live, because they have spoiled their system, and so the youth cannot stay in that system. The youth cannot stay. Now, religious leaders are encouraging this japa, supporting it. Politicians are supporting it. Economic elites are supporting it. Traditional elites are supporting it. Common people are supporting it. Businessmen and women, they are supporting japa that many people should live. If they have opportunity, they can live. Where are they going to? Where are they going to? Because they have spoiled the system. Traditional rulers, politicians, economic elites, religious leaders, they are the ones that have spoiled the system, and because of that, now they see that there is no way. They are busy using their pulpit, they are busy using their positions to encourage people to live. To live to where? Now your target is in America. That is why Donald Trump is saying no. And people are criticizing. He's saying no. Time has come when everything when Africa should be unbound. When Africa and Nigeria should be unbound. I'm talking about unbinding Nigeria and Africa. Now you see, Donald Trump policies are saying, oh, mass deportation, is deporting this, is deporting Africa, is deporting that. Some people are saying, why is he doing that? Or whatever. Illegal immigrants. And I'm saying, those ones who did not come, who came as a result of student visa and they decided to stay, deport them, all of them, let them come back and stay. Some people will say, oh, you are saying that because you are not in America. But time has come when a leader in America should unbind Africa. Unbind Africa. We are talking about brain drain. Now it's self-imposed brain drain. And you are saying the West are the one causing brain drain, taking the report. Now, professionals are the ones, japa are the ones traveling. And that is why Donald Trump has said, well, in Nigeria especially, doctors, engineers, lawyers, professional politicians, and artists will block you. You cannot come again. We don't want to see you again in America. And some people are shouting, yeah, why is he doing that? It's correct. Go back to your country. Stay there. And he said, go back to your country and carry revolution. You say, why is this pastor talking like this? Go back to your country and make things change. Go back. There was French Revolution. There was revolution in England. There was a revolution in America. There was people that change their system. They carry their revolution. So why are you people, especially the professional, running away? And Donald Trump is saying, I'm going to send you back. Continue to play tribalism. Continue to play nepotism. Continue to play all those games. And you think that you are doing a particular tribe. No. It's time you go back to your countries and put this right. Donald Trump has also blocked or frozen aid to nations. That's very good. Because for how long are you going to be sucking? For how long are you going to be like babies, sucking breast? You have to eat bone. How long? And he has blocked that and ordered this. He has ordered deportation of Nigerian politicians' children and their related families. That's good. They have to go back and stay with their corrupt parents, called politicians who have spoiled, with their corrupt parents who have spoiled the system. They have to go back into that country and stay there. I wish that Donald Trump will implement this to the letter. Every bit of deporting all members of the families and relatives of politicians, but I'm going to suggest more. I'm going to suggest more. And so, it's going to do something, deny them. Because this particular situation that they have created is harming the development of these countries. So its time has come when politicians should be awakened and their idiotic cronies, corrupt politicians and their idiotic cronies and tribalists. Time has come when the ideology of tribalism will have to start dying. And that's what Donald Trump is saying. Time has come when citizens will have to start looking inwards and possibly to carry out revolution in their respective countries to change things. When are you going to change things? Is it when the West, when America is encouraging you, say, Africa, bring every dick and Harry into America, and you say, yeah, this man is good, this man is good, because it's encouraging us to come to Africa. It's visa now, it's visa free, everybody come to Africa. You come to Africa and you leave those corrupt politicians to spoil your system. You go to America, you leave Africa, you go to America, and you allow all those corrupt politicians, all the wicked politicians, all these wicked religious leaders, all the traditional wicked traditional leaders, all these idiotic religious leaders. You allow all the traditional rulers. You allow all the economic corrupt magnets to spoil your country, and you are busy saying, "Yeah, this man is good." Because he's giving us visa free. No, he's not giving you visa free. Your countries are dying. Your countries are dying. Nigeria is dying. African countries, many African countries are dying because the ones, the brains who ought to stay there and turn things around, make revolution, turn things around, encourage development, encourage infrastructure, encourage manufacturing, encourage invention. They are fast living. And you are saying the West are the ones encouraging brain drain. But you are imposing brain drain on yourself. And so somebody like Donald Trump has to come and do something. Now, let me also put these suggestions to Donald Trump. Please, Donald Trump, please, I beg you. You have started well. Kudos. I beg you. Please, I beg you. With regard to Africa and specifically Nigeria, I make some suggestions. Deport the children and relatives of all Nigerians and by extension Africa's religious elites. They are part of the rot. They encourage people not to stand, not to make their leaders accountable, not to take their leaders into accountability. They were the ones that encourage because they are part and parcel of the rot in the system. Please, all the children and relatives of all Nigerian religious elites, please deport them. Deport them, especially the children and relatives of all the so-called GOs, GS, and all the pastors and whatever. Please deport them. Deport them, as many of them as have run into America and they're hiding there. Deport them, deport their children, deport their relatives. Let them come back and stay in the road that they have supported the politicians to create. Please, I beg you, deport them. Deport the children and relatives of all Nigerian traditional rulers. All Nigerian traditional rulers, whether you call them the Obis, whether you call them the Sultan, whether you call them the Emirs, whether you call them the Onis, whether you call them whatever you call them, the Obas, deport all of them. Deport all their children and their relatives. Deport all of them because they are part and parcel of the mess. They have to come together in African countries, especially Nigeria, and solve the mess that they have created. Please help to unbind. Deport the children and relatives of all Nigerian economic elites. They are the ones that are sponsoring corrupt politicians and corrupt religious leaders and traditional rulers. They are the ones. They are the ones supporting them. Please, I beg you, Donald Trump, deport the Nigerian and the children and relatives of all Nigerian economic elites. Deport them. And this is most urgent. Please deport them. Mostly urgently needed solution. Please deport them. Please, I beg you, deport them. You are keen? Now I make another frantic please. I say, please, please, please. Donald Trump, Donald J. Trump, unbind Nigeria. Unbind Nigeria. Unbind Nigeria. And by extension, unbind Western Sahara, unbind Ambazonians, unbind Somaliland, wherever people are looking for genuine independence because they want development and stability and they want things to work well, unbind them. Nigeria is long overdue to be unbound. Unbind Nigeria. Unbundle Nigeria. Unbundle Cameroon. Unbundle Somalia. Unbundle Morocco. Unbundle them. Unbundle. Unbind them. Since they find it difficult to do this themselves because they cannot do this themselves. Donald Trump, I beg you, the president of America, all these countries, especially Nigeria, cannot help themselves. They cannot. Let them stop talking about independent. We are independent. What is independent? They are rotten independence. Independence, you know what Obama said? But without economic independence, we cannot be totally independent. They are being controlled. Nigeria is being controlled. Nigeria is being controlled by France and Britain, and by extension other European countries. Cameroon is the same thing, controlled by France. All over, most of the African countries are being controlled by neo-colonial forces that are not doing good to them. Please unbind them. Unbind them from neo-colonial forces. Divide. Because Nigeria cannot help itself. Nigeria cannot help itself. Cameroon cannot help itself. Western Morocco cannot help itself. Western side, Somaliland and Somalia cannot help itself. Especially Nigeria. Please unbind Nigeria. It's long overdue. Solution to their problem. It's a big solution to their problem. Divide Nigeria at least into 4 countries. If you want to help Nigeria, if you want to kickstart Nigeria, if you want Nigeria to get into meaningful development. Now you said, why do you say this? Oh, these are secessionists. These are people who want Nigeria to be divided. Let me give you strong reasons why Nigeria should be divided. Nigeria is completely from the onset, Nigeria is not meant to be one. They are different countries, forced together by neo-colonial forces of Britain. That's number 1. Number 2, if you divide Nigeria into at least 4 countries, each of these countries will create at least from the beginning millions of jobs. You will have solved the problem of unemployment in those areas and help the country that will come out of Nigeria to breathe a sigh of relief and then take up developmental projects among themselves. And they can cooperate. If, for example, Oduduwa stays on its own, Biafra stays on its own, Kodarafa stays on their own, Arewa stays on their own, they can develop faster, number 1. They can solve the problem of unemployment, number 2. They can get into infrastructure development, number 3. They can get into economic development, number 4. They can go into manufacturing. Those of them that have technological ingenuity can get into manufacturing, and that can help the system. Follow me as we continue to